Hello everyone. In this video lecture, let us understand experiment 2, arithmetic instructions based programs finding the cube of a given number. The problem statement is as follows. Write an assembly language program to find the cube of a number present in 9000H and store the cube in 9001H, 9002H and 9003H. So what do we mean by finding cube of a number? Finding cube of a number is we multiply the same number twice. Let's take an example. Let's consider 85H, which is an 8-bit number. When we multiply 85 into 85 into 85, the result is the cube of a number. And we know that this is 8-bit. When we multiply 3 8-bit numbers, the size of the result will be 3 times the size of the input numbers, which is 24-bit result. So the result will be 24-bit number, and therefore we need 3 memory locations to store that answer. So the result of 85 cube is 23E5FD hexa. So this is the answer we should finally obtain. Now, how do we normally find a cube? We have to perform multiplication. So basic operation is multiplication here. So normally we start multiplying the two numbers at a time because we cannot multiply all these together. So we first take the first operand 85, multiply that with the other number 85, we get a result. So when we check 85 into 85 hexadecimal in the calculator, we will obtain 4519 hexadecimal, and this is a 16-bit result. This result should now be again multiplied with 85H to obtain the cube of the number. But the problem we encounter here is 8051 is 8-bit microcontroller. That means it can handle only 8-bit numbers at a point of time. So the 8051 microcontroller cannot multiply the 16-bit number directly with the 8-bit number. So we need to split this 16-bit number into 8-bit number into two multiplications. That is, we first need to multiply 19 into 85 first, and then we need to multiply 45 into 85 and then add the two results. That is, first we perform 19 into 85. The result we obtain is 0CFD hexadecimal, and after this we need to then multiply 45 with 85. When we multiply 45 with 85, the result we obtain is 23D9 hexa. We know that we normally shift it to the higher weight position, so the result is shifted one position left, and then these two results must be finally added to obtain the final cube of the number 23E5FD. So this is the result that we have to obtain. So 8051 does this stepwise like this. So which is the operation we have used here? It is just a multiplication instruction. And when we add these two numbers, there is always a chance of obtaining a carry, which needs to be also added with this result to get the final result over here. So the only operation being performed here is the multiplication instruction, mul AB. And we know the rule for multiplication tells us that the two numbers to be multiplied should be in accumulator and the B register, and after multiplication the higher byte is in B and the lower byte is in A. Meaning to say, if we just pass by these multiplications, we need the first operand to be in A, the second operand to be in B. When we multiply this result, the higher byte will be in B and the lower byte is stored in A. And then again this result 0CFD will be again stored in B and A registers. Similarly 23D9, this will also be stored in B and A registers. So we know that 8051 has only one accumulator and one B register, so we need to use additional registers to store these intermediate results to perform this multiplication effectively. So let's begin. Consider the memory locations whose addresses are 9000, 9001, 9002 and 9003H. So the number to be whose cube has to be found is to be stored in 9000H, that is 9000H has 85H, the number to be whose cube has to be found out. We know 9000H is a 16-bit address, so the 16-bit address is an external memory and the pointer to it is always the DPTR, the data pointer. So the first step is we need to initialize DPTR to 9000H. So the instruction which does this is move dptr comma hash 9000h. So we always begin with the first 3 lines of code, org00h, sjump 30h and org30h to skip the interrupt table. I'm just skipping that to save space here. So move dptr comma hash 9000h, we've initialized the dptr. Next, we need to take the contents of this into accumulator. So the instruction which copies the data from external memory is movex. So the instruction is movex a comma @dptr. Copy contents pointed by dptr into accumulator. So now accumulator will have 85h. After that, we know for multiplication, so we have the first data in accumulator 85h. So we just have to follow this sequence to write the program, and the program writing becomes very simple. The second step, we need the second operand in B register. So we need to copy the contents of A into B register. The instruction which does that is move B comma A. Now again we need to use this because after multiplication we always lose out the input numbers 85, and we need that 85 again for the next multiplication. So let's keep a copy of this accumulator into another register, say R1. That is, we copy contents of accumulator indirectly in B into R1. So either it's B to R1 or indirectly A to R1. So the instruction is move R1 comma A. So now R1 has 85h stored. The number whose cube is to be found, that number is there in R1 register. So now the two contents are ready, A and B operands are ready. What is the next task to be performed? We need to just perform a multiplication operation. And which is the instruction which performs that? Mul AB. So we now write mul AB, multiply the contents of A and B. After this instruction is executed, we obtain the result 4519h in B and A registers. So now B has 45h and accumulator has 19h. We need to now perform the next multiplication, that is the multiplication between 19 and 85h. Now to perform this multiplication, the rule continues. One of the operand must be in accumulator. Yes, it is there in accumulator. And the other operand 85 again should be in B register. That means we have to copy 85h, which is temporarily stored in R1 into B register. But B register has an important content which cannot be lost and is required for the next multiplication. So we need to temporarily store the contents of B register into any one of the general purpose registers, let's say R2. So copy the contents of B into R2. The instruction for that is move R2 comma B. Now that we have safeguarded the contents of B into another register R2, we can now load B register with 85h from R1 register, which is having the copy of 85. So now we need to copy R1 into B register. So the instruction for that is move B comma R1. So now A and B, both the contents are ready, and now we can perform the multiplication. So the next instruction is mul AB, multiply contents of A and B. Once this second multiplication instruction is executed, the new result which is out is 0CFD. So this result is out. Out of this result, we observe that this data in accumulator, that is FD, need no more further processing and can be directly stored into the memory location. So our choices, we need to observe 23, E5 and FD here. That is, FD right now needs to be stored at 9003h. So the DPTR which is pointing at 9000 should now point to 9003. So let's initialize back the DPTR to 9003 using move DPTR comma hash 9003h. So DPTR is pointing to 9003. Accumulator is having FD which can be directly stored. So let's store this FD into 9003 pointed by DPTR. So the instruction is movex @dptr comma A, inverse of the read instruction. So after this instruction, FD is stored in 9003h. Now once we have stored this, we are yet to do one last multiplication, that is the multiplication of 45 and 85. To perform this multiplication, again the same rule continues. One of the operand must be in accumulator, the other must be in B. But before that, we make a note over here that B already has an important data 0C which we have not yet safeguarded anywhere. So let's keep a copy of this into another general purpose register, say R3. So copy the contents of B into R3. The instruction for that is move R3, B. Now that 0C is safe in R3 register, we can reload back this number 45 into B register. That is, we can take back R2 into B. So the instruction for that is move B, R2. So contents of R2 is moved into B. That is, 45 is loaded into B register. Once this is done, one of the operand is ready. The other operand is 85. And we know the rule for multiplication tells us that one of the operand must be in A register, the other must be in B. B is already having the data. So now we need to load this data 85 into accumulator. Who's having 85? R1 has having 85. So copy the contents of R1 into accumulator. So the instruction is move A, R1. Once we have copied this content over here, now we can perform the multiplication between the two. So A and B registers are ready. So now we can perform the third multiplication. So we write mul AB. After this multiplication, the third product 23D9H is now ready. So finally all the partial products, these are the partial products, all the partial products are obtained. Now it's time to perform the addition operation. What is the rule for addition? The rule for addition tells us that the destination must be the accumulator. So first addition is between the contents of accumulator and the contents of B which was put in R3. So we need to add A with R3 content over here. So the instruction to add A with R3 is add A, R3. We need A to be the destination. Accumulator should be the destination for addition. After we have added this, the result E5 is now in accumulator and this needs to be stored at 9002. So DPTR which is pointing at 9003 should now move up to 9002. That is, it should decrement. We don't have a decrement DPTR instruction in 8051. Instead, we have decrement DPL. So we write decrement DPL. That is, the lower byte of DPTR is decremented. So 9003 becomes 9002. Now we can store the contents of accumulator, that is E5 into 9002 using the MOVEX instruction. So the instruction is MOVEX at the rate DPTR, A. After this instruction, E5 is stored at 9002H. Now that we've completed the first addition, we need to perform one last addition over here. This addition should add the contents of B register with no content available here. So we normally assume a 0 along with the carry from the previous addition. We know the rule for addition is the destination must be accumulator. So let's assume that this 0 is there in accumulator by copying 00 into accumulator. So we write move A, #00H. So now accumulator has 00. Now this A has to be added with contents of B register along with the carry. So the mnemonic to add with carry is add C. So the next instruction is add C A, B. After this instruction's execution, 23 is added with 0 with a carry if any generated, and we get back this result 23 in accumulator. Now this result needs to be stored back at 9001H. So DPTR which is pointing to 9002 should point back to 9001. So we execute a decrement DPL instruction. So DPTR now points to 9001 and now we can store the contents of accumulator into this 9001 using the MOVEX instruction, MOVEX at the rate DPTR, A. After which 23 gets stored at 9001. After this instruction, we can stop the assembler. So this is how we find the cube of a number and the program to find the cube of a number using 8051. Now let us execute the same using Keil Microvision software. we begin by opening the Keil Microvision software. Create a new project first. So select project, new Microvision project, and we can give any name. Since we are finding the cube of a number, I'll give the name as cube. Click save. And then we need to select the target device, which is AT89C51 Atmel Company's 8051 microcontroller. So the device has to be selected here. Click on OK. And then say a no to copy startup code to project folder. We can observe the project named cube with the target device is created. We now need to type the program. To type the program, go to file, click on new, and now type in the program. Once the program is typed, we first need to save the program. So click on save, and we can give the same name as the project name or any other name, but the extension must be .asm, indicating that it is assembly language program. So once we save the program, we can notice that all the colors of the keywords and numbers have changed. Now this file has to be added to this target for execution. To do that, right click on source group 1 and select add existing files to group source group 1. The file type must be ASM source, which is by default. Now just browse through to obtain the cube.asm program that we just typed in. Click on add and then close. Then just ensure that the program is added correctly. Cube.asm is added to the source group having the target 8051 program, and that is the project cube. So once everything is done, we can now perform the next 3 steps: translate, build and rebuild to check for errors and create the object file. First, let us click on translate to check for any errors. We have obtained 0 errors, indicating that the program is error free. And then we click on build and then rebuild by linking them to the library files to obtain the object file. Once this is done, it's time to execute the program. To execute, click on debug, start stop debug session, click on OK. The debugging window opens and we can observe the memory window here. In case the memory window is not visible, then we can go to view and open the memory windows over here. So under the memory window, the address of our interest is 9000H. So 9000H is external memory. So we type in x:9000H and click on enter. So this is the place where we need to give the input number of whom we need to find the cube, and the result is obtained in 9001, 9002 and 9003H. So we just observe the cube of 85. So let's enter the same. The result is 23E5FD, which should appear in the next locations. So let's run the program. This is the run icon, or you can press F5. When we run this program or press F5, we can observe the result 23E5FD appearing at 9001, 9002, 9003, which is the cube of 85. Let's try and see the cube of another number. Let's stop the execution and reset the CPU. Let's give another 8-bit number. Let's say B6. So let's find the cube of B6 first. So to find the cube of B6 needs to be multiplied 2 times into B6. So the result is F5BFD18 is the result expected. Now let's run and check the result here. So 5BFD and 18. So when we run, we can see 5BFD and 18 as the result of the cube of B6. So in this session, we understood how to determine the cube of a number and write an assembly language program for the same, and also the execution of finding the cube of the number. Thank you.